Hello and welcome to the only show that takes you around the world without a visa. My name is Michael Zimanji and today we are in the United States, specifically Dallas, Texas, where we will be catching up with Kenyan chef and friend to the show, Mumbi Baskin. Also on the show, we will tell you how Cooperative Bank is helping those abroad invest back home through their diaspora banking services. Let's start the show. For over 10 years, US-based Kenyan chef Mumbi Baskin has been sharing Africa's rich culture through her exotic cuisine.
My cuisine is derived from various regions. 60% is Kenyan, an entire Kenyan cuisine from matumbo, ugali, ndengu, goat stew, nyama choma. And then I moved a little bit into Tanzania. We have two dishes from Tanzania because we have a lot of similarities the way we eat with Tanzanians and the Ugandans too. Zimbabwe, Zambia, we were able to do the mazondo, which is the hoofs, the cow hoofs, which are done differently than the way we do it in Kenya. We do the gizzards, which are done totally different from the way we did in Kenya. So basically, what I've come to learn and know about the African cuisine is that we all use the same ingredients. The difference is how we make it.
Yes, since 2010, Mumbi has been serving finger-licking delicacies to locals here in Dallas, Texas, through her restaurant business, Africa Fusion.
I saw a niche and an opportunity to give people homemade food. I got laid off, so there was a lot of time to socialize. Within that time of socializing, I started cooking and having friends over. And I figured out, oh, I can cook for a whole bunch of people, and turned it into a money making. So I used to cook in the morning and take to Kenyan garages, drive food around to places where new Kenyans gathered. And that's how Africa Fusion started. Unfortunately, I didn't get any information when I was starting off, but I was introduced to somebody at the University of Dallas small business department. And from there now, I started learning. They started training me. They started training me on how to handle my books, and started training me on how to market. I didn't have to pay anything because I was giving students the opportunity to use me as their case study.
Mumbi is no stranger to daring abroad. We first met her back in 2019. At the time, she was entertaining a group of Kenyan tourists who had traveled here from all over the US for the Dallas Memorial Kenyan Festival Weekend, an annual event that brings together Kenyans domiciled in the US for 3 to 4 days of merrymaking. Since then, the self-taught chef has experienced both growth and setback, with the biggest change coming courtesy of the COVID-19 pandemic.
With COVID coming, everything stopped. I had a whole room full of alcohol. I had an entire freezers and cold room full of food. The shutdown was indefinite. So the first thing I did was to bring all my employees together, tell them, now we all need to shop from this pantry, shop from this cold room and this freezer, because we don't know how long we're gonna be shut down, because this caught everybody by surprise. We knew there was a pandemic, but we didn't think it was gonna take the direction it took. So we all lived from the shopping that we had done, except the alcohol, because we can't touch alcohol based on the rules.
Mumbi further decided to make the best out of the difficult situation, lending a helping hand in the best way she could.
I called Parklands Hospital here in Dallas. It's the largest hospital in Texas. And I told them we'd like to donate food because we had already bought food. It was going to be perishable. So I was connected to the right department and we were given a go-ahead, and we delivered. The first delivery was 300 plates to our first responders, to the nurses, to all hospital staffs that never had an opportunity to take a break or even go home and change and come back home, come back to work with a meal. So we had that opportunity twice. The first, we delivered the 300 plates, and then a week later, they actually called us and asked us whether we can be able to do more meals. Yes, I said yes, and we were able to do that.
And in just 2 months' time, Mumbi was able to rise above and resume operations, a miraculous feat given that over 110,000 eating and drinking establishments in the US were forced to close shop for months, some of which haven't been able to reopen. This she attributes to her willingness to adapt.
We had to up our game. I had to take a course on online marketing, online business. It was a crash course because I remember that course, I took it in about 3 weeks for me to be able to know exactly which direction I needed to do. Now you can order through our website. You can order on all food platforms as long as you're within the range, because the online platforms are great. The only difference is that they don't expand the range. So for me to be able to cater more to our Kenyan community or African community here is that we've added a fleet of 2 more vehicles for delivery, so that if you're not within the range of DoorDash, GrabHub, Uber Eats, if you call in, so that it's able to be delivered to you.
And still on the topic of reinvention, Mumbi further expanded her business, incorporating more outside catering services.
That's the other thing, that now we decided to approach it from a different point of view, to be able to look at other options. I don't necessarily have to deliver to a function. I started doing the option of picking up. I make the food, you pick it up and go set it out. I make the food, I deliver, I set it up, and I come back. I don't have to be there. Basically, I learned about flexibility. Now it was me doing what I needed to do to meet the customer's need. That brought in a lot of great customer service. Probably we used to do 1 event in a day then because of the equipment and the manpower. So I increased that. So now we can run 2 great events, 2 or 3 in a day. So I went ahead and got my catering license upgraded to where I could use it now with catering alcohol as well, which I didn't have. So that if I get a job and they also need alcohol, I can transfer my liquor license from my location along with the food. So that was a different kind of permit that I had to get.
Currently, the former bill collector is on the path to economic recovery, a path that heavily involves technology.
That's the future of restaurants. I saw a robot making a hamburger and making fries. And a lot of people have also seen a lot of robot servers. You just place the food, you key in, you give it a command, what table number it needs to go to, takes the food, the customer serves themselves. Now what we have done is that I'm working with a company called Grabler. They have custom made a software for us, whereby if you come into the restaurant, you don't have to speak to a human being. You just scan the QR code, make your order. If it's food, it goes directly to the kitchen. If it's a beverage, it will go to the bar. You pay everything. Basically, there's no contact. So all I have is to have 1 person here to be able to get the food from the kitchen, run it to the customer. I'm already there. We are doing those orders.
Even with all these investments put in place, Mumbi does admit that the pandemic taught her valuable lessons about the food industry.
You need to always have a plan B. I didn't realize that I had all my eggs in one basket until COVID came, and it was a great lesson. It was really scary to know that your only source of income, and had not done anything different or anything else in the last 15 years. All I knew was restaurant business, Africa Fusion. That made me change my perspective on how I look at things. Made me change my perspective on looking at other ventures of businesses. And it did. I will never depend on one source of income again. No.
And as we conclude, Mumbi is grateful for the tremendous growth that she has experienced since arriving in the country back in 1998. Despite the challenges, her star continues to shine brightly. This, she says, is because of the support she has received from her family and the Kenyan community here.
I'm so very grateful to the Kenyan community. We've always depended on events like Memorial. We are now finding other ways to serve, other ways to make business, to make money. Let's continue flying the Kenyan flag high.
How inspiring. Time for us to now go on a break. But when we return, how Cooperative Bank is helping Kenyans abroad invest back home through their diaspora banking services.
Looking for a home investment in a serene neighborhood? Centum Real Estate presents Cascadia Apartments, located within the thriving Two Rivers development in Nairobi. At Cascadia, you are only a few minutes walk to our 4DX cinema, retail shopping, coffee venues and restaurants. Your kids get to enjoy play areas at our theme parks. Deposit 970,000 shillings, pay balance in flexible installments or mortgage financed. Talk to us today on 0742 342 722.
Remittance inflows to Kenya have increased tenfold in the last 15 years, reaching an all-time record of $3,718 million in 2021, according to Central Bank of Kenya. This is the equivalent of over 456 billion Kenya shillings. Statistics further indicate that the bulk of the cash goes towards consumption and basic needs. In the past, Kenyans abroad have feared to invest back home because some have lost their cash channeled through relatives, friends, or unscrupulous institutions. Joy Wanjiru Sens, the founder of a welfare association known as African Women in Europe, says this has been a major factor discouraging Kenyans from investing back home.
We have been sending a lot of money here in Africa, in Kenya, and we have a feeling it's a big pot with a hole that never fills up. Some of us come back home and find nothing. So how can we change that to generation wealth?
However, confidence among Kenyans abroad to invest back home is growing thanks to the coming up of credible investment partners like commercial banks. The Kenyan members of the African Women in Europe have joined hands to form a circle, and Cooperative Bank is its banking partner.
It's a channel to invest with entrepreneurs. We diaspora invest in terms of saving our money here through SACCO, and from the SACCOs, what happened is that we have entrepreneurs coming in from Kenya and they borrow loans where we give them to grow their businesses. The Cooperative Bank is our bank holding the SACCO. We invest, put our money with them. That's where we channel our money. And they have been a great partner in terms of guiding and also together with the institution itself, the cooperative.
According to Pauline Kieme, the head of diaspora banking and remittances at Cooperative Bank of Kenya, the department's challenge is to get a better understanding of the people of East and Central Africa living abroad, promote access to their remittances across the region, link these remittances to financial solutions, and develop innovative investment opportunities for these migrants and recipients.
We serve Kenyans who reside in different parts of the world. As long as they are Kenyan and they are out there, we have financial solutions. We want to encourage them to invest back home. I know Kenyans work hard all over the world, and we want to support them by offering them financial solutions and services. So we start with a typical account. We are able to open for them accounts, and this we do in different currencies. We have a wide range of accounts, starting from individual accounts. We offer group accounts. We also bank SACCOs. We have SACCO accounts and children accounts in the name of Jumbo Junior accounts.
Pauline, who is a diaspora returnee who has lived and studied in the UK and USA, says Cooperative Bank works with its clients to avail tailor-made solutions to their needs.
We open accounts for you, and then we offer you investment solutions. So you're a Kenyan out there, you want to save. We give you savings options, which are interest earning, and your money is able to work for you. If you want to buy shares in the Nairobi Stock Exchange, we facilitate that. You can also participate in the treasury bills and bonds, which we facilitate from here.
When it comes to remittance services, Cooperative Bank works with over 14 money transfer organizations.
And this is meant to provide our customers with diverse means of sending money back home. Anytime you send money, you have the option of sending money directly to a mobile phone or to a bank account, any bank account in Kenya, or oftentimes if you wish and if you're sending to someone in the village or even in any other town in Kenya, you can send them directly and they'll be able to visit a cooperative bank branch and be able to collect the money. Again, as cooperative bank, we endeavor to offer remittance services to every corner of the country.
Thomas Kamuyu Kamau is a Kenyan accountant living in Dubai. He also imports fresh produce from Kenya. He says the culture of what are known as Chams in Kenya is taking root abroad, with members looking for effective ways of channeling their money back home.
What we do, we contribute for a given period of time. Let's say like 8-7 months. And some of them we contribute very minimum amount, which is 200 dirham. That is 200, convert into Kenya shillings, roughly 6,000.
6,000 Kenya shillings.
Yeah, 6,000 per month.
Okay.
On which we are like 5 people. You contribute for a given period of time, then we have amount that you can gain to either the landowners and those who are holding land, then we start paying. And the idea of paying slowly is also enabling Kenyans to own properties, to own what they never thought that they could own back home.
A lot of people out there are looking for properties to buy, and we have a property hub where Kenyans can look. We verify these properties, so it helps the Kenyans abroad know that these properties are verified by the bank. And we go a step further in offering you access to finance to be able to acquire the properties that you see on the property hub. So talk to us today, we'll be happy to support.
Cooperative Bank has agents in various countries across the world who assist in account opening, among other services. Thomas is among them.
Through my assistance, they have been able to bank with Cooperative Bank, which enables them, with a simple touch of a phone, unaweza toa pesa from the Cooperative Bank account to your M-Pesa and pay for some either services, some goods. Yeah, and I was so happy because this one enables us even to renew our driving license while you are still here. And the best thing about Cooperative Bank, with a simple touch of my card here, I can swipe with the Cooperative Bank account card. While abroad, I can swipe to any of the ATM branches within here, with the different banks, pay bills from here. I'll also transact a lot with the simple card as this one, the Cooperative Bank account.
So I've been here for 4 years, and it's good.
In the UK, Stock UK Diaspora Circle, yet another Kenyan diaspora circle, banks with Cooperative Bank of Kenya.
Most of their banking services, they do it online. We do the transactions online, which is great, especially we're not based in Kenya. Most of the stuff we do is digital. Apart from that, I think it's to do with the cost of providing the service. It's not very expensive. The service, the charges they charge is not overly prohibitive as perhaps you'd expect from other banks. We chose CoBank because it's the main banker for most of the diaspora circles that we have, and also for the purpose of the efficiency services that they provide.
The US is Kenya's top source of remittance inflows, followed by Europe.
Currently, the trend we are observing is a lot of money is coming from the Middle East, especially Saudi Arabia. Some time back, we used to believe that money would only come from, let's say, the US or Europe, but now we are seeing a different trend where money is coming from the Middle East. And we've partnered with specific companies there, money transfer organizations, to offer our sisters and brothers who are living in the Middle East convenient means of sending money back to Kenya.
Archbishop Dr. Stephen Jenga is a cooperative bank agent based in Seattle City, Washington State, USA.
We are a registered agent with CoopBank. So if someone doesn't have, let's say for example, doesn't have a bank account, we help them by filling in the application, submitting them to the relevant department in diaspora banking, and they facilitate by helping them to open a bank account.
Nowadays, technology has made it very easy for people outside there to interact with the money transfer services. As we speak now, Kenyans and other people outside can jump onto their mobile applications or even go online to our website and key in a few information and be able to send money back home instantly. Equally, they'll be able to pay bills, let's say pay water bill or pay electricity bill or send money for a particular purpose using these services.
Cooperative Bank says it supports its diaspora customers to grow their wealth and also protect their wealth through its insurance products.
If you have a property in Kenya, we offer you domestic cover for that property. We also offer group insurance. We offer health insurance for families. You have a family member back home, a lot of money is sent to support family on health care. So we support with health care insurance. Lastly, we also offer last respect, where a customer abroad can get insurance. In the unfortunate case of a demise, we cover the costs of the expense.
Thank you, Alex, for that informative story about diaspora banking. And while we're on the topic of investing back home, let me entice you with an investment opportunity at Two Rivers by Centum Real Estate. Yes, Cascadia Apartments, ideal for the middle class in Nairobi with 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. The price is from 9.7 million Kenya shillings. You can pay a deposit of 970,000 and a balance in flexible installments or mortgage financed.
Two Rivers, we want to achieve a live, work and play environment. So part of the live, work and play is the work. So that's where the commercial component comes into play. We have office spaces here in Two Rivers. You can live here in one of the residential projects that we have, and you can have your office here. So you can take a walk from your home to your office, then you pass by the retail sector, you do shopping, then you come back to your house. And then if you need to entertain, you can use either of the amenities and facilities that we have, like the water park and the theme park and the Ferris wheel. So all that intertwined. So the commercial aspect was meant to bring in that work aspect of the spectrum of live, work and play environment.
Remember, on the show, we not only bring you matters diaspora, but also happenings back home. And currently, Kenyans continue to contribute towards food relief in support of those affected by famine. And now, Elimu Sacco Lodwar branch has joined the call. The team was able to donate relief food to about 500 residents of Lokwarangileso village in Turkana County, and we'll leave you with images of that event.
Nimepata maragwe, mahindi, mafuta. Sasa nimefurahi kwa sababu hiyo chakula atanisaidia siku 3 hivi. Hata watoto wale wamefunga shule wako na njaa saa hizi.
We decided to bring 24 bags of maize and also 10 bags of beans and 43 liters of oil so that it can reach 43 family, a total of populations of over 500.